friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here today to cover, well, it's a topic I've covered a few times, but I want to set it aside so it can be separate from the other videos related to hair care. And this is about vinegar in washing my hair, so I'll be covering why I use it, how I use it, and my favorite ones to use on my hair, the ones that I make. This is all homemade vinegars that we're talking about, though you can use store-bought. Let's start off by showing you what I have going on here. This is actually a dandelion vinegar. This is my second one for the year that I've got going. It's got about another week. What you'll see right here is a mango pit I just tossed in there because it's like, I'll just throw it into that one. And then this one right here started out as only a forget-me-not vinegar, which looked like this in the beginning. And I was hoping it would turn a little more blue, but as the days went by, I realized the blue from the flowers wasn't really coloring the water as much as I like. So for the heck of it, and because I have them, I picked some pansies, especially ones with deep purple, and threw a few fuchsia flowers that had fallen off in there. So that's where it's getting some of this pink color. And I might still add a few more as I go. This one's probably right at about a week old right now. And then right here, this is the vinegar I'm currently using on my hair. And this is actually dragon fruit peel vinegar. Now, normally what I use are herbal ones, anything that's a good skin or hair type herb. One of my favorites is nasturtium flowers with rosemary, and I will make that vinegar from fresh nasturtium flowers and rosemary, sometimes throw in a few other flowers like marshmallow and whatnot as that's coming in from my garden. Or if it's in the winter time and I don't have these things coming in fresh, then I'll just use my dehydrated nasturtium flowers and rosemary and maybe even some marshmallow to make the vinegar. Now, if you're interested in how to make vinegars, I have many different videos out there, but what I'll do is I'll link you to my most recent video, and I believe most thorough, that I did on how to make vinegar out of pretty much anything. You'll find that in the description box down below, so just click on more or show more, the word somewhere down here below the video screen to open the description box and find that link and whatever else I decide to put in there. Just all kinds of different ones. Now, the reason I'm using the dragon fruit one, the dragon fruit peel, is even though it turned out to be a great vinegar, I didn't like the flavor of it so much. Actually, dandelion vinegar tastes better than this. It's just the flavor. There was nothing wrong with the vinegar. It turned out great as it should. It's not yeasty or anything like that. I just decided, I'd rather not use that in food. I'll just try that. I'll just use that as a hair and a cleaning vinegar. So that's what I'm doing with it. So I'm using some in my laundry and some as a hair wash/rinse. So let's talk about how I use it. Now, I set this bottle off to the side because I've had this bottle, just know, I've had it for a minimum of 10 years. I'm not sure how old it is, but it is an old dish soap bottle. I actually bought it. The dish soap, I would never buy dish soap this small unless I was keeping it in our camp trailer. But I bought this specifically to use for such things. And so that's how it's been used. I love this bottle for that. Something that you can easily squeeze. That's going to be important. You can also use a bottle like this. I'm just used to using this one and the way it works that I just feel more comfortable with it. But if this one finally does get holes in it and fall apart, I'll start using this one. This is one I had bought. I'd actually bought a bunch of these bottles back years ago when I used to sell my homemade vinegar and homemade shampoo. So let me explain first that I do sometimes use my homemade soap in my hair if I feel it needs a deeper cleaning. I actually stopped making the homemade shampoo. It was easier just to grab the bar of homemade soap that I know is all natural, and sometimes I add a lot of herbs and stuff in there anyway, and just wash my hair with that. But I also, one of my other favorite things to use from time to time is Dr. Jacob's soap, which you'll find a link to in the description box. It's always down there. My favorite ones are the Sensual Manoi, I think it's called, and the Lavender Clary Sage. That one, I didn't think I was going to like it. I love the aroma of that one. Those two are my favorite scents. Almond Honey is another good one, as is the Shea Butter. But I use them the same way I use the vinegar. So if I do wash my hair with a liquid soap like that, I put just a little bit in the bottom of the bottle, add water clear up to the top and shake it real good, and then just squirt that over my hair because you only need a tiny bit of that soap because it's concentrated, and then I'll wash my hair with that. Most days though, I only use the vinegar. So I'm showing you, I added the vinegar to this, even though I've already washed my hair today with this. I went ahead and added this vinegar in here so you can see how much I put in the bottle. So roughly about that much, at least about 1/4 of a cup. And then I top off the bottle. This is an 8-ounce bottle, by the way, with warm water, just right from the shower, shake it up. And then I just pour it, squirt it over my hair and work it through my scalp and through my hair. And then what I do is I'll leave it on through the rest of my shower as I'm washing up. And then at the end, the last thing I do is I'll rinse it out of my hair. Now, if I'm actually using a soap of any kind on my hair, I still follow it up the same way with a vinegar rinse. So I'll just rinse it out real quick, put the vinegar rinse in there, and again, leave it on. So I use the vinegar on my hair every single day. Some days it's more just as a conditioning rinse since I've already washed it. And then most days I use it to wash and condition my hair. So that would explain the why. Why vinegar? Because vinegar is actually a natural conditioner for your hair. I learned about this many years ago, and I did try the whole using the baking soda to wash with and the vinegar to rinse with. But because I already have very dry hair, the baking soda was way too drying for my hair, and I stopped doing that. So I tried using just vinegar, and I found it did a lot better for my hair. So it is naturally conditioning, but it also cleans. And yes, you do rinse it out with the water. You don't want to leave it in your hair. I just say leave it in there for, just a minute or two, just like you would any kind of conditioner, and then rinse it out before you get out of the shower. And yeah, and that works really good. Every once in a while, if my hair is especially dry, though this is rare, I may put a little bit of usually it's only on days where I actually use soap in my hair. I may use a little bit of coconut oil or my own homemade skin cream, just a tiny bit, and then just kind of work it into my end. Now, if you haven't started making your own homemade vinegar yet, you can just go down to your store and get a good natural apple cider vinegar and really pay attention to what you're reading, because there's vinegars out there labeled as apple cider vinegar when really they're just basically white vinegar that has had color and something added to it to make it seem like apple cider vinegar. So just pay attention to what you're buying. Make sure it is definitely natural. It's going to be better for your hair that way rather than using a distilled vinegar, which you can do. It'd still be fine. But homemade vinegar is so much cheaper. It is so easy to make, and you can make it from anything that's going to naturally be good for your hair anyway. So that can be very conditioning and also help promote hair growth, such as sage, rosemary, and nasturtium flowers. This is why these are great ones to add to use in your vinegar making for hair. Dandelions, a lot of your different types of flowers like pansies, marshmallow, rose petals, lavender flower. I've made vinegars out of my lavender flowers, and calendula, and that's another one I've used quite a bit for my hair wash vinegars. So any of those herbs that you're already growing, but you could also use things that grow wild, well, like dandelions or even plantain, comfrey. If it's good for your skin, then typically it's going to be good for your hair. So any of that stuff will work. Just pay attention to what you're using. I still recommend sticking with things that are not going to be toxic. So don't just go pick some wild herbs that you don't even know what they are and stick them in there and make vinegar out of it, because you still want it to be something that's non-toxic. And yes, comfrey would definitely be safe in this situation. So yeah, that's how I do it. And it's actually pretty simple. Vinegar is the number one thing I use most of the time to wash my hair with. Maybe once every couple weeks. I don't wash my hair every day, but maybe once every couple weeks or so, I might use my homemade soap or the Dr. Jacobs soap on my hair, just if I feel like it needs a deeper cleaning. And maybe I've put a little oil on my hair and I want to make sure I get that out. But it's not a good idea to strip your hair anyway. It needs to retain some of its natural oil so it doesn't dry out so much. And here's the thing I wanted to add is that when I switched to using just vinegar, not only did I no longer need to use any store-bought conditioner, I didn't have to put anything, any kind of treatment in my hair after I got out of the shower, any kind of leave-in treatment, which I used to always do. I'd do shampoo, conditioner, rinse that out, and then when I'd get out, I'd put some kind of leave-in conditioner while my hair was still damp. I don't have to do that anymore. So that is pretty cool. It's saved me probably thousands of dollars over the years just going with homemade vinegar. So considering that it costs almost nothing to make your vinegar anyway, this is just the best way to go. I just always make sure I have some going, and you can use any of them. You can use your own homemade apple vinegar, peach vinegar, banana peel vinegar, whatever it is you've got in there. But I do try to save my floral ones more for my hair because that's usually what I make them for. So anyway, I hope that helps answer that question there, help you understand how I use it and why. And if you have any other questions, please put them in comments down below. And don't forget to check out the how to make vinegar video in the description box down below. Oh, and also share with us if you are already making your own homemade vinegars of various kinds, especially for a hair wash, what are your favorite ones to make for that purpose? All right, well, thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.